What's up, everybody? You're very welcome along to this special video. I'm joined by Brian and Conor again, and today we're going to be talking about what positions we believe Liverpool need to strengthen, or in fact will strengthen during this summer transfer window. Now, to save time here, I've told the lads beforehand, we're going to limit this to 3 signings only and 3 positions only. So I'm going to open the floor. Does anybody got a shout for a position that you want us to start off with here?
Left full back.
You really believe that we need to sign and go out and buy a left full back? There's no shout here for Adam Lewis coming through.
I don't know anything like enough about Adam Lewis to be able to talk about him with conviction. So
there was a couple of fraudsters, a couple of chancers out there on social media, and we don't want to mention any names because people can go and Google this themselves and look to see who it is. But there was the ITKs that were talking about Lloyd Kelly. Lloyd Kelly is now at Bournemouth. We can say that because it's happened.
They did Fabinho on him. They put out of nowhere. So I think we definitely need somebody that is prepared to come to Liverpool and sit behind someone like Robertson, because they know that that's what the story is, but also can offer something close to what he offers, just in terms of attacking intent. We need a fullback that plays the same way Robertson does. You're not going to get one. Like, he's one of the best in Europe at the moment, but we definitely need something like Ryan Sessegnon, a younger player that has lots of ability though. See, it's a hard one.
Brian touched on something there, and it's funny because we slated Alberto Moreno previously about being kind of unaware defensively, positionally, but when we're talking about somebody like Ryan Sessegnon, who I believe is probably the perfect answer if we're going to look at a left back, it's also somebody that if we were to ever push wing backs further up, if we were looking to pen teams in, you would absolutely get that from Ryan Sessegnon. And Ryan Sessegnon has played a fullback for Fulham, but he isn't really a fullback for Fulham. He's more of a left winger,
isn't he?
Can you think of any other shouts, maybe, or if we are going to go with a left back? And I think a fullback, every media outlet I've seen seems to suggest fullback is a position.
For that, we'll need someone who's very versatile, because if they're purely a left back, they're not playing. So we need someone like, is it Jonas Hector plays for, who's it?
Yeah, he went down with Cologne, didn't he? And then he wanted to come back up.
But someone like him, he can kind of play centre mid, or like Lloyd Kelly, I think he could play across the whole.
Like a James Milner-y type.
Yeah, someone, because like if they're only playing left back and they're not playing, because they're not getting head or elbow. So we need someone versatile, someone like a Sessegnon who could play further up, or a Hector who could play midfield.
Yeah, it's like Sessegnon, if he comes in, will have a chance of getting game time 10 minutes for Mane at the end of the game.
I read a wonderful article on him actually that said that Manchester United are very, very interested in him, as are Spurs, and Spurs have held a long interest in him, but he's afraid of going to Manchester United and almost ruling that transfer out because he's such a Liverpool fan. I know Fulham are his team, but underneath it all, he's a Red, and he doesn't want to mess up any potential future move to Liverpool by signing for Manchester United. And for that alone, I love that shithouse rate. I love it.
Yeah. That's brilliant.
And as I said, Spurs have long held interest in him.
It's always Spurs, one of the first teams mentioned when he's talkked about it.
When people talk, we always sign that one relegated player every season.
He
would be the obvious choice.
He's the only good player out of them 3 teams.
Yeah,
literally the only good
player.
Well,
Everton are looking at Mitrovic apparently, but that's
Everton, though.
Yeah, that's for another day's laughter. So look, we'll go then. Can only be any other shouts other than Ryan Sessegnon, or as you said, Jonas Hector, or maybe somebody in the comments can let us know on this?
I think that's about it, really.
I think it is a hard call, because you're talking, it's that kind of Harry Kane situation, that someone is good enough to play but won't play.
Yeah, well, if you get in that versatile player that we've all spoken about, the Ryan Sessegnon type, that still allows Adam Lewis to develop, and that's still as an absolute left back. It still allows him to get some time, maybe working on the training ground with Andy Robertson, maybe a few minutes here or there, maybe even a second half of the season loan for him, but it does allow him still time to develop. Whereas if you went and brought in an out-and-out left back, say we had have gone for that Lloyd Kelly guy, that would have probably been bye-bye to Adam Lewis, to his genuine chances of progressing.
Yeah, it would be helpful if we had someone like with Laporte at City. He's a central defender, but he can play left back, or like Lucas Hernandez that Bayern Munich have just signed for Atletico Madrid, 58 million, something like that. He's a left back, but he's a central defender as well. If we had someone like that, it'd be one thing that they could cover. You're not going to get the attacking side of the game, but someone's like, okay, we won't have as much down the left today because our only option is to play this guy, but he's a quality defender.
Pushing further forward, I don't think we need a central midfielder and like an 8 or a 6. I think we've got that nailed between Naby Keita, Jordan Henderson, James Miller, Gini Wijnaldum. I think we're all right there.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think the consensus seems to be that we need. Some people will say a 10. Some people will say wide forward. Some people will say a centre forward. Now, Brian, I know you have strong feelings on the idea of signing a Coutinho or a number 10.
Yeah, well, we play 4-3-3, and there's no place for a number 10 in a 4-3-3 system. Klopp used to play 4-2-3-1, especially when he came in at the start. So unless we're going to have a system change, I don't see us spending a large amount of money on someone who's purely a number 10, because Klopp has spoken about it before, how the amount of passes you get to give it to a number 10 to play that one genius pass. He doesn't like that idea of funneling everything through one player. So I think anyone hoping for us to sign someone that's an out-and-out 10, it has to be that versatile forward.
Fekir is versatile, and we know we were interested in Fekir. Yeah. That was inches away from being done.
I think a player that's been forgotten about, I won't take up too much time with this, Mario Götze. People have completely forgotten about Mario Götze.
I haven't. Fuck you, Mario.
He's
my answer to that.
He's putting his career back on track. But I remember reading an article last month that said Jurgen Klopp feels he has unfinished business with Mario Götze. He loved him. He loved working with him, and he wouldn't be at all surprised if Jurgen Klopp worked with Götze again in the future. He's an attacking midfielder. Yeah, he's not a 10. Can play deep. Fekir, Götze, Juan Fernando Quintero. The Colombian international, he's in Spain now. He's on loan in South America.
He had a very good World Cup.
He's an excellent footballer, and he carries the ball
brilliantly. The Copa America as well.
Yeah, he carries
the
ball.
He fell at Porto a couple of years ago.
He's on loan from Porto. Yeah, he's gone. I think he's at River Plate or Santos, or I think it might be Santos again. Sorry, he is exactly that type of player. He's not an out-and-out number 10. He can carry the ball from midfield. He's excellent transition forward. The same type of player, but I think with Keita and Chamberlain, we almost have that covered as well to a degree.
Very interesting. I wouldn't have even thought about Götze there, and it's not something I've seen linked anywhere, but Brian made absolute sense, and we do know Jurgen Klopp is very fond of that young man. I'm going to throw a couple of names out there towards you, Conor, names that we've seen linked, and I want to just get your thoughts on them really quickly. Memphis Depay, Nabil Fekir, Timo Werner, Julian Brandt and Paulo Dybala. I've probably forgotten somebody that's been linked to us
Surely
there.
More.
But of those, Ziyech. So 6. So of those, do you think we need any of them? And what positions, from an attacking perspective, or an attacking midfield perspective, do you think we need to strengthen?
I think we definitely need a number 10, like someone like Ziyech or Fekir. But there's a lot of links to Werner. I don't know if we really need him or not. Pepe as well. Like
7, yeah, but they never end in that.
But I think if we keep Origi, if he's not leaving, do we need another striker? Unless he has plans to bring Firmino back to be that number 10.
I don't think we signed a striker. I don't think we signed a striker for a couple of reasons. One, like you've touched on, I think Klopp has unbelievable faith in Ryan Brewster, and rightly so.
Yeah. I think we only sign a striker if he's bringing Bobby back to number 10.
Sells Divock.
But then again, Brewster's behind for me. We still don't need a striker.
But then again, we can still play Mane or Salah through the centre, and I think we're more likely to get somebody who can play anywhere across the front three.
We need a winger more than a striker.
Yeah. I think I could see us being heavily interested in this Pepe lad, because he's great.
Who is leaving, by the way? His manager
he's
definitely leaving.
That guy, yeah, so it's not just speculation that whether we buy him or not, but the guy will be going somewhere, and the deal was supposed to be originally to Bayern Munich, was supposed to be dead on, or nailed on, excuse me. But now they appear to have switched focus to Leroy Sané. They won't be able to afford both. And just watching a bit of Pepe there recently, he's very much like Salah. You could see him. Loves to run at people, loves to dribble direct, cause great defenders problems with his pace and his skill and his dribbling ability, draws fouls, draws free kicks. Very much like Salah. I could see him walking straight into Liverpool and just fitting. Klopp style.
Interesting. One person that keeps coming up from our fan base is Ziyech. Everyone loves Ziyech. I don't know if it's just because of what he's done with Ajax this season. Excuse me, it's going to see Juventus. I was thinking of Dybala. Ajax this season, but he also had a very good World Cup as well beforehand. So, 25 million seems to be the number that can get Ziyech. It would, especially when we were talking in previous podcasts about maybe moving on other players and what we'd get for them. The 25 million for him, it seems almost ridiculously low.
Yeah, if the release clause is real, then fucking hell, that's a proper bargain. But like, there hasn't really been many links to him from us. Like, we were more heavily linked last summer during the World Cup.
That's true. And Julian Brandt, I think we can rule out. I think we can safely rule out Julian. He wants to stay in Germany by the looks of it. And Leverkusen qualifying for the Champions League means that clause is null and void.
Yeah. I read recently that he's nailed on for Dortmund, and his teammate at Leverkusen that everyone else is interested in, Kai Havertz, is guaranteed to stay at Leverkusen for one more season and then go to Bayern Munich. So they seem to, like in Germany, they work their transfers out early enough. That seems to be what's happening with Brandt. Seems to be Dortmund.
Even going back last year, he never seemed to want to move to England. Anything, and I remember talking to Dave Henry about this, and everything just said that he wants to stay in Germany. He's happy enough to play in Germany. That, I suppose, moves us on to a couple of other players then. We've spoken about Nabil Fekir. Do you think that there's any hope of that being rekindled? Because it won't go away until we sign another one or two players. And he will be moving on. Aulas has come out and said he's refused to sign a new deal. 1 year left on his contract. I think he'll move this summer.
Yeah, it's a tricky one. I think if we were going to sign him, we'd have nearly heard something by now. I like the fact what happened last season. I just can't see it happening. I'd still love it to happen, but I wouldn't put my money on it. I think we'll go for someone else.
To me, when I heard it last year, Brian, everything made sense when I heard Nabil Fekir.
Final piece of the jigsaw.
I just thought it was perfect.
Do you think we would have won the league this year if we had him? It's a big question, like.
It's such a loaded question
so
as well,
fine
isn't
a
it?
margin anyway. Like,
can we not talk about the league? Can we not talk about the league?
but we all remember everyone was just like Fabinho, Keita, Fekir. You know, get rid of these Henderson and Milner. Everyone was just like, that is going to be some midfield.
Yeah, now we're saying we'd start them in the final. Like,
So it mightn't necessarily made that much difference. Keita's had a slow season. That Fekir situation is just crazy.
There's another
It's
name
just
we haven't even mentioned is Ousmane Dembele. That's another one that I can't see us spending 80 million on Coutinho. I can't see us spending 90 or 100 million on Ousmane Dembele. It just doesn't seem like a Klopp thing to do. Like Alisson Becker and Virgil van Dijk, we were screaming out in
Massive
those
big
positions.
holes. Massive big
Everybody
holes.
and their dog could see that we needed a centre back and we needed a goalkeeper.
We were being laughed at.
And we did what we hadn't done for so many years, is we just said, give us the best.
Solved a problem.
Just go out there and get the best, and we did it.
But
now, I don't know if we have superstars across the front three. We have three of the best in the world.
There's no big holes.
The Ziyech's for me make perfect sense. A Brandt would have made sense. Even that Goethe show makes sense when you think it through. The Dybala thing, he said he wants to leave. Apparently Juventus have said at times they want him to stay. Now Allegri has left Juventus, so we don't know what the managerial situation as we record is with Juventus. I was teasing Roberto saying the other night, imagine Mourinho. Roberto's a Juventus fan that's on our stream. Imagine Mourinho showed up. But look, as much as I'd love Dybala, I think we could probably draw a line under Dybala as well.
Yeah, I can't see it happening. He will be a dream signing though. I'd absolutely love him.
Oh, so would I, and I think with Jurgen Klopp's coaching, he will push him on to another level completely, even better than he is now.
Yeah, the only links with Dybala for Liverpool, I think, are kind of fan created.
Or the one where they wanted Salah, and there was a link saying they were willing to offer Dybala as par payment.
Juve.
Small part payment. So.
Yeah, I don't think there's ever been a full on genuine interest from the club in Dybala. He's a very unusual player in times of his style of play. He's very individualistic. Does he fit into the team ethic, the Klopp team ethic? Yeah, think we could try to be very surprised if we signed him.
Right, to finish up then, we've spoken about a left back is definite. We're happy enough with midfield. So of these, 7 or 8 players we're talking about, Dembele, Fekir, Dybala, Ziyech, Brandt, Werner and Goethe, whoever else you might be forgetting. 2 of those, if you think we were to sign them, who are the most likely?
I'd say probably Pepe is one. Seems to be strong links there. It's not really going away. And it's tricky because I want to say Ziyech, but because it seems reasonable because of the price.
We forgot somebody else here, by the way. I've absolutely forgotten Neres.
Neres on 40 million it's coming out.
That came out, was it the Independent or something that was in? Yeah.
Yeah, it's really tricky because I don't think we will sign 2 of them, to be honest. But I think most likely it will be Pepe, just judging from the links.
I think of the 2, and I can't believe I've forgotten about it, and now I'm going to include him. I think maybe Pepe and Neres would be the 2. As much as fans want Ziyech, and we can make an argument for Ziyech, and I would have no problem whatsoever if we sign Ziyech, I just don't see it happening. I think the links to Pepe seem genuine and real. I don't know if we'll get him or not, but He looks like an absolute superstar in the making. I think he scored 21 goals this season, 13 assists, maybe something like that.
A little bit less assists, but got 10 assists, I think.
And Neres makes sense to me as well, because again, a left-footed player who can come in from either side or play anywhere across that front three, perhaps even in a false nine if needed be. But for me, them two make sense.
Yeah, I don't know a huge amount about Neres, but the type of player he is exactly the kind of player we want. I think it was made pretty clear that we were looking for a versatile forward. We're not looking for a specialist in any forward position. So if you're looking at the players that we've been linked with, if you see that one of these guys, he's a Harry Kane type or whatever, you can scratch him off the list. So I think a player like Neres, because the way you've been describing it, that is exactly the kind of player that Pepe and Neres, someone that can do more than one thing, is very important. We can't just have specialists.
Don't believe we came to the kind of the same conclusion there at the end about the same type of players. But look, it's not all about our opinions, ladies and gentlemen. We would love to know who you think Liverpool will genuinely sign this summer. I know we can give you some Hail Marys and we can throw out names, but we'd like to know the 3 players in the comments below that you think Liverpool will sign during this transfer window. As always, thank you to Brian and thank you to Conor for joining me. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button before you go and turn on notifications so that every time we go live, you'll know about it. Drop a thumbs up on the stream and up the motherfucking Reds. There we go, look at that. Professionalism par excellence. My arse is dead.
Bunch of pros.